Hello, I am Sharifah Umi Atira. Let's talk about the disadvantages if MAZA and Co agrees to formalize their partnership agreement. The first issue is that the whole process is costly. To write a formal agreement comes with price. The paperwork is not free and the process is a hassle. Besides, every formal agreement requires consultation from a legal counsel so that both parties can come to a fair written agreement. In other saying, a legal counsel will act as the medium. Next, if an argument happens that would lead to lawsuits between the partners, and the argument is inarguable according to the agreement, high expenses will be incurred to both parties. At this point, the partners cannot ignore the authority the agreement holds. Should they ever decide to modify or alter the agreement, it will cost money all over again and cause hassle to the smoothness of the operation.
Assalamualaikum and hi Dr. Farida and friends. I am Alia Wafa binti Abu Sama. Let's continue with the second reason on why the partners in MAZA and Co do not need a written agreement. The reason is because it is time consuming. Now, I will further explain why MAZA and Co do not need a written agreement to justify the reason that I have stated before. First and foremost, it is because the process involved in preparing and execution of the written agreement is time-consuming. The procedures in establishing a written agreement itself is not that simple. There are few stages involved in producing a written agreement, such as drafting the written agreement, sealing the agreement, negotiation process, approval process, execution process, and also keeping up with the amendments and revision of the written agreement. These stages surely do not happen in a short term. Not to forget, it takes a long time and not easy to be implemented. In contrast to oral contract, which is made with spoken words and either no writing or only partially written, it is just as valid as a written agreement, and most importantly, is not time-consuming. With that being said, MAZA and Co did not need a written agreement as the process is time-consuming. In addition to that, MAZA and Co do not need a written agreement because, imagine, if any future disputes which were not included in the written agreement between partners happen, of course, there will be the need to modify the written agreement, right? The reason is because to ensure that it is always being updated. Moreover, revisions and amendments are a common part of the life cycle of a written agreement. Tracking changes and the effect for each partner can be confusing. Hence, the unexpected situation that could arise will definitely create hassle in the future and also consume the partner's time to make amendments to the written agreements. As I said previously, written agreements are not always simple to be amended. Besides, as mentioned in the case, the partners Ma and Za are focusing on getting new clients and seeking new business opportunities for the firm. Hence, it is best for the partners to focus on the growth of the business instead of investing time in modifying and making amendments to the written agreement, as it would be difficult for them and there might be a delay in workload as well. That's all for the explanation on why MAZA and Co do not need a written agreement, as it is indeed time-consuming. Next, Farhana will continue to explain about the third reason on why MAZA and Co do not need a written agreement. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Cik Nurul Fahana. Alright, now I will explain the third reason for MAZA and Co. need not a written agreement is due to the difficulty in decision making for the business. As we all know, decision making is oblique to only one person. Therefore, in the written agreement, only one partner can make decision for any uprising issues. Hence, it limits the other partner with less authorization in making decision as it has been subjected in the written agreement. However, this can be negotiated between the two partners or more partners if there is no written agreement. And due to that, it will take a longer time for them to come out with a final decision, as they have to wait for the partner with authorization in making decision to come up with his or her decision. And this is also because they have to go through many processes to deliver the issues to the decision maker. However, by referring the Partnership Act, it will be a lot easier for both partners, as both opinions will be taken into consideration without the feelings of who has more rights or less right in making decision. And this Partnership Act will also create fairness between the partners and making the partnership to go smoothly without any problems. No written agreement could prevent argument between partners. As an example, let's say if one partner does not agree with the decision made by the other partner, the argument could spark between the partners, and this could lead to a terrible management in the business or the organization, as there is no common argument between the partners. And therefore, without a written agreement, MAZA and Co. could prevent such issues from happening and could create a better communication and discussions regarding any issues without having the feeling of authority by one partners by the other partners.
Hi, my name is Nazatun Nadia binti Ishaq. So, for the net disadvantage if MAZA and Co. has a written agreement is limit the flexibility of the partner. Each partner is an agent of the partnership and is liable for action by other partners. Formalizing an agreement will restrain the partner's ability to operate flexibility. Unless there is an agreement saying the opposite, the default rule in a partnership is the one person's stake is not transferable without the consent of every remaining partner. This lack of flexibility can make it difficult to achieve transferability. For example, there may be existing disagreement that hold up a smooth process. Complicated language in the agreement could create difficulty for judge to make decision in future. Dispute resolution is one of the clauses in partnership agreement if the MAZA and Co. has a written agreement. As with most business ventures, we should expect to have a heated disagreement of two with your business partners. Have a clause in the agreement that spells out how deadlock dispute will be handled. For example, instead of allowing the partners to go to court, you could require arbitration or mediation is used first. There will be the potential different views on how partners should be rewarded when they put different amount of time, skill and level of investment into the business. Disagreement and dispute can not only harm the business but also damage the relationship between the individuals involved. Conflict can be a major distraction, absorbing the partner's time, energy and money.
Hi, my name is Nashiana binti Muhammad Azrin. I will continue this presentation why MAZA and Co. should not have written agreement. MAZA and Co. should not have written agreement because MAZA and Co. can use and refer to the Partnership Act 1961 if something happen in the future. It is common for MAZA and Co. should not have written agreement because the provision of the Partnership Act 1961 already cover all the aspects of partnership. Some of provision of the Partnership Act 1961 such as profit and loss are evenly distributed, unpaid partners, interest no pay on the partner's capital, all partners can manage partnership matter, and other provision on the state in the Partnership Act 1961. So, all the provisions state in the Partnership Act 1961 can be used for MAZA and Co. as a guideline when they face any problem or confusion happen between the partners. Next, the Partnership Act 1961 is fair to all the partners because this act applies to all the business partnership in Malaysia and it doesn't take side with any partners. Besides that, the benefit used Partnership Act 1961 is partnership can save cost and time. My teammate Atira already explained the cost incurred while preparing the written agreement. So, to prevent MAZA and Co spending a lot of money to do written agreement, better MAZA and Co use this Partnership Act and can use that money to run their firm. By doing this, MAZA and Co also can save their time because implementing something new like a written agreement takes a lot of time. So, this is the reason why MAZA and Co should not have written agreement.
Thank you, Rina. And now I will explain about point number 6, which is partnership relationship. The relationship between partners to one another can be determined by their partnership agreement. The partnership agreement normally provides for the rights and duties of the partners, the conduct and the management of their firms, the capital and their profit sharing arrangement. In Malaysia, it is common for there to be no written partnership agreement, and provision in the Partnership Act 1961 would therefore apply unless the partner have orally or verbally agreed to those provisions. Since Muhammad Amin and Zainal Ali have known each other since they did their degree at the same university and even went to the same firm for an internship, they already have a very good relationship and understand each other better. Logically, they are in the state of good faith, which means they should not attempt to enter into a written agreement. If they do so, it will only create mistrust, show insecurity among them, and this can lead into instability to the partnership. This also can limit or restrain the growth of partnership as there is no trust and faith between partners. Therefore, by verbal agreement is enough as it is simple agreement with easy to understand term and evident that the agreement exists between them. A long written agreement intended to cover the legal basis of one or both parties also can lead to delays and possible confusion. In a nutshell, a verbal agreement is enough for MAZA and Co as Partnership Act 1961 always can be used as a reference. A verbal agreement is convenient, save cost and time, more flexible, will not jeopardize their relationship, and easier to enforce compared to creating a written agreement. Hence, there is no need of written agreement for MAZA and Co partnership. That's all from us, Nebula. Thank you.